After the ball is over, after the skein is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 484. Today is Monday, December 20th, 2021 as we are recording. Wow, fourth week of Advent, almost. Yep, almost to Christmas. I am Marlisha, also known as Lady Fernico.
And Ty, also known as Franciscan Gypsy.
Want to welcome all new and returning viewers to the Fun in the Woman Cave. If you're new, we hope you find something that you enjoy and that you will return. If you are returning, we're always glad to see you here. If you are in the shadows, new or returning, please feel free to subscribe. You just tap the little subscribe button and the little bell so you get notifications on the What Do We podcast. And if you want to be able to take part in the alongs, you do that at our home group, which is at phnpodcast.freeforums.net. That's phnpodcast.freeforums.net. And that is in the little description box below the video. Okay?
It's hard to believe that not this coming podcast, but the podcast after that, you'll be saying 2022.
Yeah. Science fiction-y.
I know, right? Which sci-fi thing was it that it was like 2000?
2001 Space Odyssey.
Okay.
Yep. And that was like, okay, now, are you quite finished?
Yeah, sorry about that. I didn't get around to stirring my sugar.
Okay. Tea, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I guess I go first.
You use more project. You have more projects.
I have more projects. In my chronically crocheting owl mug that she made for me. I love this. She had it made for me. I have my tea. It's an Adagio tea because I'm still doing the Advent. It's the month of December. I'm calling it my Advent. And it's day 21. Excuse me. It's called Cocoa Mint Green. And I had the little 21 because they don't put a number on there. Mm-hmm. So I put numbers on it. And this has green tea, cocoa nibs, natural chocolate mint flavors, and peppermint leaves. I'm impressed I can read that so small. So it smells amazing. It smells like a Thin Mint or a Girl Scout cookie. I guess Girl Scout cookie Thin Mint.
I really wanted to like that one, but I didn't.
It has to.
I like green tea, but
it has to sit a little bit. It's a little bit grassy, which is green tea, and it's.
See, I love grassiness and green tea.
And I love the way the mint and now the cocoa's starting to come out. So it's really good.
That's what I didn't like about it.
Oh, I like it a lot. I love chocolate mint.
I felt like it combined weirdly with the green tea.
Nope. Love it. So I'm not going to let her taste it because she already knows. She let me taste it when she had it and something she was doing. So I really like this. I just have to remember to let it set.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when I can put the proper amount in,
mm-hmm.
as opposed to, it's hard to judge for 12 ounces. And you get this packet and it's already
Yes.
And I don't know what they're doing it for, an 8 ounce or a 10 ounce or a 12 ounce.
Most people seem to do it for 12 ounces.
Yeah.
For community mugs.
Well, there's a gentleman there that he liked my last review.
Oh, good.
I felt special. He's like the guru over there for most of us. It's like everybody says, oh, if he says this, then we do this.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway.
If I'm not sure how to steep my tea, I will look at his.
Yes. So, I forget where I was going with that.
I'm not completely sure.
Well, anyway. I can't remember. Anyway, so Ty, what are you drinking?
So, I've got two different things here because I know I'm going to run out of my 12 ounce. In my 12 ounce, this is actually, you guys saw this, I think during my first Adagio box. I think this is the first tea I tried. They gave us a little sample.
Yeah.
Me a little sample community box. I gave Mom one to try, and I can't remember which one I gave her.
I can't remember.
And then, I don't think I gave you this one. Maybe I did.
What is it?
Decaf hazelnut cinnamon cream.
No.
Haven't
had that one.
It's decaf, and at the time I did it in a 16 ounce. So it was too much water to the tea. I'm interested in trying it now that I'm having it the way it's supposed to be.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. That I looked at his for the amount of water to put in, because he actually weighs everything.
I mean, I do too.
But he would then adjust the water.
I don't do that.
Yeah.
Usually I find that's enough. You know, 3-4 grams.
Because when we first started, when we both did our orders and we got our Adagio, we didn't know any better, and so the tea was weak.
Yes. But it's decaf Ceylon tea, cinnamon, cocoa nibs, orange, natural hazelnut flavor, marigold flowers, natural cinnamon flavor, natural cream flavor. And I steeped this for 190 for 3 minutes. So... Oh, that's good. You can kind of smell... I feel like you can smell the cream, which sounds weird.
It smells like a Christmas candle.
Mmm.
Oh, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I'll have to put that one down. That's really
You
good.
liked it last time, too?
I like cinnamon in my tea. I've come to realize I like that kind of holiday kind of Christmas tea with the cinnamon and the ginger and all
I
that.
have an area on my tea notes where I write "Mom likes" at the top, so that way I can remember whether she likes it. So she goes, "Talia, what about that tea that I liked?" I'm like, "Wait a second, let me go through my notebook."
Yep. Now I steeped mine for 175. It was supposed to be at 180.
That's what I did it for myself too.
And so I steeped it for the longer amount of time, is for 2 to 3 minutes. I went ahead and steeped it for the 3 minutes, but went down to 175 because the cocoa nibs can make it bitter.
You see, I went for the lowest amount of time and the lower temperature.
This is fine.
Now the other tea that I have here, because 12 ounces is simply not enough, is actually what I had for breakfast. And this is
That's good.
Agatha Christie Hercule Poirot's Christmas tea. And this is candy cane, Ceylon Sonata, white peony with cardamom.
And Ty, I wrote down that one about the polar bear buns. I wrote that down. I actually have it in my cart.
Polar bear bun.
The one that was the candy cane that I actually liked.
Oh, okay, cool.
I did have them mixed up.
Okay. Too bad you can't. Well, you can adjust your reviews, I think.
It doesn't matter. I just when I buy it, I'll review it again.
Yeah. Edit your review.
Yeah, because I didn't give it a bad rating.
Yeah.
I think I gave them both 5s.
Now you had this morning, but
Yeah, that's okay. I'm ready to try it again. I guess I am going to try it again.
oh, I thought you said you wanted to try it
I'll try
again.
it again.
I misunderstood you.
We have a very good threesome of teas today.
Yes.
Yep. And yours are warmer than mine, which makes me cranky. And I'm having.
You should have. You could. You should ask me to borrow one of my tea warmers.
I have a warmer. I have to get it out of.
Yeah, because you hate it when your teas get cold.
I like that one. That's nice.
Yeah, this is my one that turns off if I after I think it's 4 hours it'll turn off, which is great because sometimes I fall asleep.
Well, it seems like it's got a better base to it.
It does. Well, the reason I switched out is that my other one got a short and started turning itself on. So it scared me. I didn't want to try that brand again.
Okay, so we're moving on. Let's see here. I know we haven't done the tea in the national parks for a long time. We're probably just going to do it as we see have the urge, because
We're horrible.
well, no, I blame Nancy. I really do. Nancy can take the hit. I love her
Well,
dearly.
she blames us because we just said Andy's tea.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Well, she can take the hit. We love Nancy dearly. She got us started on Adagio, and then there's Stephanie, who got us started on Tea Spot.
yes.
So it's just, between those are our 3 main tea suppliers.
We're very specific for Tea Spot.
Yes, yes.
And I know you're looking forward to having your Christmas tea from them.
Yeah, I
again.
haven't, because I've been doing this, I haven't had a chance to do my Naughty Not Nice, or whatever it's called, and Candy Cane Craze.
Naughty and Nice.
Naughty and Nice.
And this one is from the actual advent calendar for Adagio, as you can see with the Christmas stuff on the pack. We share a lot of teas. I don't mean like we share it with each other, but we have a lot of teas that are the same in between our packets. Like for her December box and my Advent box. And next year, if I was to do one during December, I would just do the December box, because then I have it for all December. I can post it on community and stuff.
Yeah, you miss out, like, Well, I think the Advent one only starts in December anyway.
It does, but
So-
it ends on the 25th.
Right, so you
Actually,
actually,
it ends on the 24th. You get a shorter,
it's a better deal in some ways to just do the
the main box.
main box. So I am happy I got that. My husband gave it to me as a Advent gift because I asked him for it. He said okay.
And then it still counts as, you can say it's an Advent / Christmas because it goes till,
The 31st.
I don't think it takes you all the way to 12th night because 12th night is January 5th or 6th.
No, it's just the 31st. It's December. Oh, you mean your box?
No, I'm saying 12th night. It doesn't go to 12th night.
No, what doesn't go to 12th night?
The December box.
No, it's just December.
That's what I'm saying, but you could say it's part of Christmas as well as Advent, even if it doesn't go to 12th night.
Right.
At least it's part of the Christmas, actual Christmas.
Okay, and I'm going to finish this really early, but
this
anyway.
is good.
Okay, let's move along here. You have about a week and a half, I guess, for the alongs that are currently
That's
running.
crazy.
I have to put the listings in the next few days. It probably won't go up until after Christmas, but it might. It depends on what's going on in my sort of chaotic life.
Well, yeah, because we've got the holidays, I mean.
Yeah, and so look for the threads for the upcoming alongs, which will be Ready, Set, Go and Tea and Tails. So we're really excited about Tea and Tails and Ready, Set, Go. But in the meantime, we're still doing the 2021 Cal-Cals. Let's not do 2020 again. Okay, so the first one is the PHN Christmas All Year Long Cal-Cal Lao. And this one started January 1st of this year and ends on midnight of December 31st. That is, if you go into January 1st of 2022, it's done. Unless the thread happens to be open, you can slide something in.
Right.
But don't depend on that, okay? Because she's up till midnight. You know, a couple of people are up to midnight on the East Coast. I think Patty's up that late sometimes. And then we have people who, you know, just are right on top of things. So if we don't close it, they might. And because we have some wonderful moderators.
Now, granted, it's also New Year's Eve.
No, Christmas. Oh, yeah, New Year's Eve. Yeah, New Year's Eve.
So people might be up at midnight, but doesn't necessarily mean they're thinking about PHN.
New Year's Eve. I haven't been up till midnight for New Year's Eve since, I don't know, long time.
Up till midnight's my normal state of being.
I just value my sleep more. The new year will be here whether or not I ring it in. So, moving along with this. Okay. So this is Christmas stuff, all right? This along, as I already said how it runs, it's the projects must be knit, loom knit, or crocheted. Previous whips are allowed but must be worked on during the along. Chatter and pictures will all be in the same thread. One whip per project per week. The FO whenever it's completed. So it doesn't matter if you had a whip project that you worked on and then you finished that project the same week, you can still post the finished object because that's not a whip anymore. It's an FO. Okay. If the FO uses 50 yards or less, please post with another FO of 50 yards or more. Operation Christmas Child or any projects going toward Christmas donations is eligible for 2 chances at a prize, as are things that are in Christmas colors of shades of red, blue, green, silver, gold, purple, and pink, along with white or cream. We have featured patterns and featured yarns. The featured patterns are Talia's patterns, Laura Concert's patterns, and my One Shawl pattern. And the yarns are my yarns, Lady Critical Creations, and Laura Concert's yarns, which is Lollipop Girl yarns. Talia's patterns, if you don't know, are Franciscan Gypsy Designs. Laura's are, I think they're just Laura Concert Designs.
I believe so.
And then mine is just under Lady Furnicle Creations. Let's see. I thought I had more. Oh, hashtag PHN Christmas All Year 2021 is on Instagram. That's about it. We do have prizes. We've already given out 3/4 worth of prizes. I will pull sometime at the first of the year. Sometime in that first week of January, I will pull for prizes for these alongs that end, because I can't guarantee it'll be right away because of the holidays and things, but I will get to that as soon as I can. Okay, so we have a 4th quarter prize for that, 2 of them, and I believe that we said we also going to have a yearly one this year, which we don't always do, but we felt like doing it. So that's we're going to do that. Now the out with the old Cal. Basically, the rules are the same. The only thing is you can't have had any new starts. It goes from October 1st of this year all the way through midnight of December 31st going into 2022. It cannot be started any later than September 30th of this year, okay? Because this is out with the old. All those things you want to finish, nothing new. Okay, that comes next year, okay? This is all the old stuff. Let's see here. Everything is basically the same. Featured patterns and featured yarns are the same. There are no colors that you have to be, like in the Christmas along, we had certain colors. Not in this one. Just finishing things, okay? And we do have prizes for this. I just haven't pulled them out yet. Because
It'll happen eventually.
you'll get a prize. I mean, you just might not know what it is until you get it. That's all.
Surprise!
I usually pull them by the time I'm going to show, say who the winners are. But
Usually.
I can't think of a kind when I didn't.
No.
So,
Actually, really, by the time you have to show it, you kind of have to pull it because otherwise you can't show it.
yeah.
Who the winners are?
And
The winners won?
Well, no, you got a prize. I don't know what it is, but
You got something.
you got something. So anyway, and we want to thank the people who've donated. We have wonderful donors. Absolutely fantastic. Okay, you guys benefit from that. The toy along also runs through the end of the year. Okay, and basically, it's what it says: toys, knit, crochet, loom, knit, toys. Yes, we love toys.
Indeed. Even though neither of us are working any right now.
I've got 3.
Actively working.
Actually, I've got 4 in bags.
Actively working.
Not working on them.
I mean, must we speak again about the armless bunny sitting pathetically on
I've got headless turtles.
My bunny's giving me sad eyes, though.
My turtles are just going woo, because they're all like they're exploded.
They're like chickens.
They're exploded. They've got the one of them's got the body all sewn up, but all the legs are over here, and the head hasn't been started
Sounds
yet.
like a horror movie. At least they're in bags and you can't see them. Mine's like looking at me like, you hate me. You just hate me. You will not make my arms. You got extra yarn so you can make my arms with the same yarn, and you refuse to finish me.
Yep.
And I'm only dressed with shoes and leg warmers.
Something wrong with you.
You're so mean.
Why is the tea almost gone?
Oh, Mom, did you want to have the rest of my decaf hazelnuts with cream?
No, that's
I
fine.
have another tea here.
That's okay.
We can go halvesies.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay, knit, loom it, or crocheted. Okay, like I said, the rules are basically the same. The featured patterns and yarns are basically the same. Everything that we do here, the featured patterns and yarns, are mine and Taya's and Laura's. It's just the way everything is like that. But we sometimes add things, and in this case, we've added the Bakery Bear toy patterns. That's knit. Franciscan Gypsy toy patterns, which we already mentioned. Crocheting Hoovian toy patterns, which we already mentioned. Joanna Johnson toy patterns. Those are knit.
That's another one that's sad. But he's in a bag and can't look at me.
Mom Cook toy patterns, which are loom knit. And any toy, okay, made with my yarn or Live Up Girl yarn. So those are the featured things. And this is all in the group, okay? If you use a featured yarn or a featured pattern for the FO, you get 2 chances at a prize. If you use a featured yarn and a featured pattern for the FO, that means you finished it, then you have 3 chances at a prize, but you are responsible, as always, for your multiple postings. And again, there are prizes for this. I just had no idea what they are yet.
Indeed.
They're all sitting over there. So, yeah, I'm not very organized sometimes. Honestly,
You've been busy.
yeah, I don't really quite know where the time goes. And my husband's home now, so because of the holidays. So,
And Christmas cookies and...
Yeah, Christmas stuff.
And you made a big old ham.
Yeah, I made it before. We're getting started a little bit late because...
Not really.
A little later than normal because I keep an eye on the time.
This is about the time we normally started.
She's going to argue with me regardless. So anyway, we did start a little late. So I didn't get on the machine today like I usually do beforehand. But I put the ham in, and I went upstairs to divide the packages because I hate wrapping. And so Davina helps me. She does the majority of mine. I actually pulled some gifts back because there were a fair amount, and I thought, that's going to be a lot for her.
And what she wins is she usually gets to watch, what, a Christmas movie or something?
She gets to watch Christmas movies, listen to Christmas things. She gets to do whatever she really wants because she's doing me a favor.
Right.
She wraps most of my gifts for me. I wrap Mike wraps most of hers because we kind of do a division of labor. I pick up Taya's stuff, and Mike picks up Davina's. But the thing is, we sometimes pick up things for the other as well.
So you have to be careful you're not giving any of hers.
Yeah.
I think she probably likes getting a peek at what everyone else is getting.
Oh, she does.
Beforehand.
She does. And she came downstairs. She's so funny. She has to have specific wrapping paper for her. So she has, it's the most horrible wrapping paper I've ever seen. But she loves it.
It's your silver, right?
Notice, that's pretty. Silver is pretty. No, it's leopard print and zebra print.
Oh, she ran out of her silver.
Well, I think she has some of that too, but I had to go online and find her some because it has to be from her, and they have to know it, and the tag will not do. It has to
be specific wrapping paper.
Yeah.
You're lucky if you get it wrapped from me. A lot of times, I'll just stick it in back, especially if it's knitwear. I don't want people to risk hurting the knitwear.
Right.
Which means both Dad and Davina are going to have things in bags.
Yeah, see, Daddy, my husband doesn't like that. He likes things wrapped, so I give the stuff to Davina because I hate wrapping, and now my hands hurt too sometimes.
I don't like wrapping knit things because they're soft.
It doesn't really matter. I just push down, but I pulled back some of the stuff that she would have normally wrapped because we kind of went a little crazy this year. So I have all the stuff I got for her. I think I have a couple things for Mike, or maybe I gave her all of Mike's. I don't remember. And then I pulled a couple things that I got for myself that Mike doesn't know he got me.
It's not like you have a birthday coming up or anything.
Well, no, it was just that when I got them, it was, I don't know if I took advantage of a deal or if they were, or whatever it was. It's nothing big. I mean, it could fit in a stocking.
It's what I did for the Somnolite light.
Yeah.
Where I had a deal that I hit, and I was like, hey, do you think Davina will get this for me for my birthday?
Yeah.
Actually, I bought my Christmas gift that she's giving me too, and just gave it to her, and she's paying for it.
Yeah.
Take that.
Yeah. And she gets upset when I said, we'll forget what it is. Mm-hmm. We forget what it is.
Or it's something I really want anyway.
Mm-hmm. All you have to do is tell her that you really want something, and she'll try to get it for you. The problem is she doesn't have a lot of concept of money, and she's super generous. So we have to really watch. That she, Mom, you can just get me a credit card.
No.
How are you going to pay for that? Well, the SSI. I said, that's not,
unlimited
that's not,
funds.
Unlimited funds. Oh, but I'll get more. We're trying. It's a work in progress.
Well, I think she's progressed to not thinking that the ATM just holds endless amount of money for you no matter what.
The what?
She used to think that all you need to do is go to the ATM and get money.
No, she still needs. She
okay.
still has that. I mean, not as bad, but
because that's what she used to think.
Yeah, she used to think that you just go to that machine and
that's just where she is
going to give you money. But she, there are people without special needs who don't quite grasp that concept. So
I think they do. They just don't.
No, there are some that just don't make the connection. Mm-hmm. Like the lady from. Well, this is already spent. The thing is, I've totally done that.
Life with Father. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I think we all have.
Well, it's already spent. We return it. We can put it onto this now.
It's the same thing we do with our tax refunds. Mm-hmm. It's money we're getting paid back because we paid too much. And we're like, well, I already spent it, so it's free money. Well, no, it's not free money. It's money that was taken too much from you.
But it's already been spent anyway, so it's not in your account, so we can just use it. I get that.
I totally get her logic.
I get that.
Even if it's incorrect. Technically, theoretically, yes. Anyway, let's move along. That's the alongs, and if you have any questions, they're in the thread, and yeah, it's all there in the group of PHN. Okay, I guess I go first. You do indeed.
Okay, my first one, and I warn you in advance. I probably won't have anything next week, or very little, because Christmas. Okay. This is in my Knitter's Magic soft black bag with purple flowers. And this is my Welcome Little One project. I go twice once, right?
Yeah. Yes. Twice I think you have 7.
Yes.
And I have 5. So yeah.
Okay. So I worked on this a little bit. I actually worked on this. I was all ready to do work while we waited for Talia. We got to hair appointment. Unfortunately, our hairdresser got COVID.
Yeah.
So if you want to keep her in your prayers, that would be appreciated. But we had to turn around and come back, so I didn't get any knitting time. But anyway, it wouldn't have been that much anyway because Talia just gets her hair trimmed.
No, I'm usually pretty quickly in and out.
So, I'm in the middle of a row. All right. So you can't really see this.
We can see enough to get a general feel
Yeah.
of the pattern.
And some of the bumpiness that you're seeing,
You're stuck on me.
that will block out. But I like the pattern. And this is the furthest I've ever gotten on one of their patterns.
Well, yay.
Because I must have 24 of their patterns. I pick them up every time I can. And I've lost track of them because I'm not on my personal Instagram as much.
Right.
But I usually love all their blanket patterns. They just, I don't know, I just do. Their aesthetic is something I really like. So, and they're not difficult for the most part. I just have never finished one. Oh, that's why it looks weird. Okay, I was trying to figure out why it looked odd. Okay, yeah. So this is my Lady Furnicle Creations Bare Yarn Bulky. And this is a little stitch marker that Maureen made for me. Maureen from...
I'm not sure if they can tell what it is.
It's a little bear with a little scarf. And when
It's Santa Bear?
No. It's a Victorian bear. Victorian studio. When I say she makes it, for those of you who are unaware, because I don't think she podcasts as a knitter anymore. I think she's gone completely to art. She actually
I think
makes
they're resin, aren't they?
resin or whatever, polymer.
Okay.
It's polymer clay, I think. She actually makes these. She has some amazing like statues and things like that. She's very talented.
Yeah, she is.
And so she made this I bought it from her.
And I don't know if she does creates a form that she pours it into.
No,
or
she actually, I was watching her. She used to do videos where she showed what she was doing. Mm-hmm. And she might have forms, but a lot of times she just made things. I mean, it's amazing.
Well, I wasn't sure she created the forms.
I don't think she does, but I could be mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
I would not be surprised if she did, because she has a talent level that she actually has something inside George Lucas's ranch,
Skywalker
Ranch. She actually has an art piece there,
Which is cool.
or did, or she's
I don't know
very,
if it's still there or not.
she's very talented. So her shop is Victorian Studios. I don't know if it's Victorian Studio Design
I think it's just Victorian Studio. I'm sure if you look up Victorian Studios
on
it'll show
Etsy,
up.
and if she's still open.
Although Etsy, with their search,
I know.
it's almost impossible to find anything on Etsy.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's this.
Excuse me.
Let me see the other one that I have to do. And if it seems like we're moving a little fast, we apologize. I have to go to the post office at 2 because I have to deliver an order to somebody. Let's see here. Okay, my next one is in my Ploverbird Pink and Purple Teacups bag. And it's my... Oh, hello there. Oops. There you go, Christoph. I'm being attacked.
Attack it?
Attack it. This is my comfy cozy shawl from the Scrap Shawl pattern by Anastasia Zattel. Yes, Laura. Yes. That's all I need to say about that. She knows what I'm talking about. Okay.
Just bring up my show notes because I'm next.
I don't know where my...
Where are you thinking?
hook
Your hook?
is.
It's probably...
Hook
There it
down
goes.
is. Hook down. Alright. This one's mine. And I did virtually nothing on it because I did virtually nothing on it.
That's very
Isn't that
enlightening.
pretty? I think this is pretty. It reminds me of like Robin Hood or something. You know?
Robin Hood and Little John are walking through the forest.
Try to get away. I love the fact that the singer was Trailers for Sale Laurent.
Oh,
Roger.
I don't know his
I
name.
can't think of the name. It's on the tip of my tongue. I know what it is. Pat, I'm sure you know it. Patty probably knows it.
I never made that connection. Huh.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it is.
Well, in my head, I can hear the similarity to the voice.
Trailers for Sale. I can't remember the name. My first recital, I played one of his songs on the guitar.
Oh,
I can't think of his. I can't think of his name. Anyway, so that's this. And I'm using all kinds of yarn on this. I've got Miss Babs in here. I think it's mostly Miss Babs. I think I've got Malabrigo in here because Malabrigo is kind of my favorite, one of my favorites yarns. And when I go to our local yarn shop, that's usually where I go, right to the Malabrigo.
Whereas I would go to like Madhatter. Although actually, even before Madhatter in a local yarn shop, I go to Shepherd's Wool because it's so decently priced. Excuse me. And it's really soft for a non-superwash yarn.
Yeah, I'm not really fond of non-superwash. I do have some that's fairly soft, but I'm just not really fond of it.
But you felt the one that, even though I haven't worked on it in a while, the one that's my frosted sweater, the one that's all cabley and that really pretty frosted blue, it's soft. And you're always surprised every single time that it's non-superwash.
Well, I've got that one that's blue that I got at the Fiber Festival that last time we were there. That I haven't used for anything yet. It's non-superwash, and it's not that rough. It bothers my hands because my hands get dry, and so I don't like, it feels like, it's just not pleasant.
You see, I hate to say it because then I'll get it, I rarely have anything like dry hands. That's, Davina and Mom tend to get that, but I guess maybe I pull from Dad for that.
That's all I have to say about this.
Okay, so then it's my turn. That's why I haven't been knitting, because the next, I don't want to be in the middle of a row. So, in my Kitties in the News Silvershed USA bag, go ahead and pick your news story.
Let's see.
You can go for either side. And they're going to be repeats because, you know, there's a lot of stories. I mean, not that many. There's a limited amount of stories. This one? Okay. Alrighty. The Search is Over by Scoop Somali. The search for America's top cat has finally come to an end. Finalists competed last week, and it was unanimous. Hal Housecat's hula hoop talents, say that 10 times fast, were like nothing ever seen in this competition. He dazzled friend and foe alike with his rendition of Cat Who Swallowed the Canary, a hooping routine that ended in a roar of applause.
A pause?
A pause.
Wow. That's...
Lucky for kitties around the country that Hal intends to end his amateur status and hit the catwalk next year. And here is Hal.
Doing his thing.
Doing his thing. I'm assuming that is Cat Who Swallowed the Canary. With 3 hoops. Two of which are interlocking, it looks like.
It does look like, doesn't it?
Yes. So maybe that's why it's such
difficult,
a hard technique. So, in this bag with this news story is my Lake of Shining Waters project. The pattern is Anne's Sweater. It's from Green Gables Knits by Joanna Johnson, and I'm using Andean Treasure in the colorway Sapphire Heather. Got quite a bit of progress done on this because I had it to work on for my doctor's appointment. Sleeve 1 is finished.
Yay! Look at that.
And
that's pretty soft.
Here's the start of sleeve 2.
I want my sweater.
Well, the fact that I'm on sleeve 2, it speaks very well for your sweater.
Well, I know my other sweater's languishing.
Well, it's because I chose to focus on one sweater at a time.
That makes
which
sense.
means that I might start your green one, but focus on a different sweater that's been languishing longer.
It's not a problem. I'm not in any hurry.
And I might also get a sweater buzz, and so my socks might languish for a while.
Right.
But I need, at this point, because I need socks more than I do sweaters.
Try to put this away so it doesn't get... oh, pish posh and boulder dash. Okay, there. That takes care of that. Alright, is it my turn?
It is indeed.
I have a cup on my table.
You do have a cup on your table, because I told you we could go halvesies. Because I figured you were out.
That's good. Which one is that?
That is the decaf hazelnut cinnamon cream.
That's good. That's a good one.
I have Mom Likes on it.
Okay, my next project is...
I forgot to show my mug, my other mug. This is I'd Rather Be Knitting.
Snowy. Okay.
I don't remember where I got this mug.
I probably got that for you for Christmas one year.
Yeah, it could have been. I don't remember buying it myself, so.
And somebody else might have got it, but I think I got it for you.
I would be shocked.
Let's see. Knit for Brains. This is a bag that Laura Concert gave me. Oh, and the message, she said she's going to hold back our package till after Christmas.
I did see that. I just haven't responded to anything.
I haven't responded to anything. I saw it, Laura. Yes. She knows. Okay. This. Okay. I love this bag. It's fun. I don't usually do drawstrings, but this one is nicely made. This is really, it's got a really nice cord to it. It's like almost a rope. So I'm not going to do any damage to this. This is my Arwen's hooded cowl from the Thorns hooded cowl pattern by, I keep forgetting who it is.
It's by a person.
It's by a person.
It's free.
Yes.
If you Google it, you will find it.
You will find it. Probably comes up on Etsy.
No, it's free.
Yeah, Etsy has free patterns.
No, it doesn't.
Is it? Not Etsy. Ravelry.
Yes, it does come up on Ravelry, but it'll take you right to that site.
Oh, will it? Okay.
Indeed.
Because I think when I got it,
You got it from the site.
I don't remember. It was a long time ago.
I gave you the link.
Yeah, it was a long time. We were still on Ravelry.
No, I just gave it to you recently.
Okay, I'm not going to argue because I don't remember. Anyway, this is Miss Babs in the blue slate colorway, and I've done a little bit of work on this. Can you see it? It's off screen. There we go. So it is growing. You can see that's growing. And you can see the difference in, what's it called? The, what's that math?
Oh, Fibonacci.
Fibonacci. You can see that it's getting, I'm going to start where I think after this section, I'm going to start decreasing.
Going back the other direction.
Going back the other direction. And this is fun.
And she's doing version 2.
2, yeah. So you can see, and I'm not going to put a tassel on this because I don't do that.
I've never put any tassel on mine.
I'm not a tassel person. It makes me feel like I'm 6 years old. So, which is fine, but I don't want a tassel.
Well, I also just don't care for the way it looks.
If I were doing like a costume or something, I might if I were in a Hobbit movie or something, then yeah.
But if you look at like the hoods for the dwarves in the Hobbit, none of them have tassels at the back.
Mm-hmm.
Now they do mention it's in the book that it's their long party hoods, but they never mention a tassel.
Right, and that's just creative license, you know.
Indeed. Well, I mean, the movies didn't have them either.
No, I know.
The tassels.
I know. I said that. I said that already. But I'm talking about the pattern itself.
Oh, I see. I misunderstood what you were referencing.
But
now I'm going to question if they did have movies. But no, this came out before the movies. This pattern.
I don't know. Anyway,
I'm pretty sure.
It's creative license, and some people like it, and that's cool.
Indeed. And I mean, it is fairly common to see, I want to say some of the medieval drawings do show hoods with the tassel. Yeah. So she's pulling from something that is actual.
I think that she, even if we paid for this, you get a lot of bang for, if you paid for it, you'd get a lot of bang for your buck because she's got essentially 4 patterns in here.
Yeah, but it's free, so you're really,
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Even if we paid for it, you'd get a lot of bang for your buck out of it because it's just, she's very generous in doing this for free.
Yeah, it's from a website that has like a bunch of free, I think I have it in I think I have a thread for Lord of the Rings.
On our site? Mm-hmm. Okay, I didn't know that.
I put it up there for Hobbit Day.
Okay,
which is September 22nd, I believe.
I am not there as much as I like. When I do, I go directly to people who are posting things or whatever. I need to explore again and get familiar with everything that's there.
But when I put that up, I put up a bunch of links to patterns, and I think I put the link to that one as well.
Well, you should. This is a good pattern.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did.
Yeah. So, and I'm doing this in a DK. This is Miss Babs. Talia's the one that she was doing.
I'm going to be showing it shortly.
Oh, you are? Mm-hmm. It's heavier, so
yes.
it feels different.
Because that's the next one.
Okay, well, go ahead.
So for me, since it segues nicely anyway, in my bag that matches hers, it's a zipper.
It's
also from Laura.
It's a theme.
It is a theme. So
not a thing, a theme, right?
Yes.
I know what you said. I just
makes you think of the Vikings though, where their meeting was called the Thing.
The Thing?
Yeah, that was their like big meeting where they talk about important stuff. It was the Thing.
It's a thing. It's a thing. I see Tom Cruise saying, "I'm the guy."
Yeah, that's a good movie.
I just finished Live, Die, and Repeat. And he still, doesn't matter what he's in, he has that ability to...
Well, he just has charisma.
Yeah.
Even if you're someone who isn't attracted to him for whatever, he's not your type, he still has charisma.
Yeah. I think it's something to smile. And he has the ability to look vulnerable, which is interesting.
So, this is Laura's hood, and it's the Thorns Hooded Cowl by the same person who did Mom's, because it's the same pattern. Did I tell you at school I got teased for all the Tom Cruise movies I had? Because, and I was like, well, if he makes movies I like, I'm gonna pick them up.
Yep. Do well and people will buy.
Yes, it was the cat. Cat had opinions.
Oh, yes, he did.
So.
He writes stories, too. Mm-hmm. Haven't heard from him in a while.
So, I'm doing version 3.
Very pretty. I like the way that's...
I really do like the way this is working up. And this is usually what I work on, like I said before, when I can't focus. Mm-hmm. I just want to just mindlessly.
And it's looking a little more bluey, periwinkly than it is. It's actually purple.
Yes, it is actually purple. Although it does have a blue base to it.
Mm-hmm. But that, not like that is showing up there.
No. And I just, it's really, has a really nice tonal spiral thing going on. So this is going to be beautiful. Where am I? There they are. So this will be done sometime in the next millennium.
Be done when it's done. Be finished when it's finished. And we've used that reference many times.
Many times. Excuse me. Sorry, a little bit of a glug.
Yeah.
Okay.
Season.
It is your turn. Well, that's constant for me anyway.
Me too. Let me see here. Not quite as bad as yours, but...
Well, that's because I'm constantly... My system's being constantly flooded with histamine.
Let's see here. Put this in here. I didn't get through the whole row, but I am working on things so I can say I worked on stuff. All right, let me see here. All right, my next one is in my Silver Shed USA Green Star Wars bag, and this is my Mad Hatter project. It's from the Surabel pattern by Sarah Sweethearts. Wouldn't be a podcast if I didn't have one of these going. I like that. Sits well. How much sugar did you put in that one?
11 grams. And that's a teaspoon and a half.
Mm-hmm. So, it's growing. It does grow. It do grow. So, excuse me, Ty.
Nope.
So this is about my wingspan. So this is probably about 5'5". Although the doctor said that the thing over where she measured me is just a tad taller. It makes you a little taller. So she said I'm probably just shy of 5'5". So it's about, I lost height.
Well, I mean, that does happen.
I don't want to lose height and gain weight. Okay? This is, okay.
Because you're just so large. Of course.
Well, Sarah was happy that I wasn't losing any more weight.
Good. Yeah, because she worries about you, rightfully so.
So this is fun. This is Miss Babs in the Mad Hatter colorway. And it is a Yowza, so it's a DK weight.
Yeah, it's looking very nice. That's really, it was very smart of you, and I'm really grateful that you did convince me to do a trade where you used that, because that Cerebel really does make that yarn.
If you're in doubt what to use a yarn for, because you just can't, what on earth was I thinking to pick this up? Do a Cerebel.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And the Cerebel will magically... Mm-hmm. I think it's got magic properties.
The Cerebel makes everything better.
It does, and I don't understand how.
I don't know. I don't know
Excuse
how.
me.
I'm
not sure if it's the way it breaks up the colors.
It breaks up the colors, and I really think this will look really nice under my black coat.
I really do think it will. It'll be that nice pop of color, and it won't look weird.
Nope.
Whereas it would have looked very weird if I had done it like I planned to for the Thorns Hooded Cow.
I missed the stitch here. But see,
oops, it's a bunny.
No problem. I'll get my drink in a second. Just no problem. I just pull back 3 stitches.
And voila.
Voila.
Is it my turn?
Yeah, it is. I'm going to get a drink. Because I didn't have my... Oops, it's a bunny.
So the next one, I actually did quite a bit of work on this one. Well, because I did only 5 projects, I did actually quite a bit of work on everything that I worked on. Except for the Laura's Hooded Cow, I only did a little bit of work on that. Okay, so in my Brittany Ornaments bag by Silvershed USA, I love this bag. Usually this holds ornaments, but it's actually good size for socks too. But only if you're doing no heels and toes.
Right.
You know, if you do, I mean, there's heels and toes, but you aren't doing.
It's a yoga sock.
You have heels and toes, but you're not doing a different color for heels and toes.
Not doing contrasting heels and toes.
Exactly.
Or coordinating heels and toes.
So, this is Christmassy. The pattern is Finished Line by Lara Smoot, excuse me. I have turned the heel and I'm making my way down the foot. I do realize that this is not superwash, so I'm well aware that I will probably have to darn this at some point. But I didn't know
What
it was
does superwash have to do with that?
not superwash. I don't know why I said superwash. Nylon.
Nylon.
It doesn't have nylon. Because I don't believe any Dragonfly's sock yarns had nylon.
I haven't picked up any yarn of theirs that had nylon, and I picked up several different
And I have
bases.
several different fingering weight yarns. Honestly, I like the yarns I picked up for them that's fingering weight. I picked them up for socks. I'll just have to make up my mind that those socks, when I eventually put holes in them, they'll have to be darned. I'll try to even it out by having more socks that are nylon, and not to pick up any more sock yarns that have nylon.
And now that we have, they have new owners for that, they may have a base that has nylon.
Right.
I haven't purchased any Dragonfly fibers since they changed hands, because I usually get the Dragonfly fibers at the fiber festivals, and I haven't been to a fiber festival.
Well, I have like 2 Van Gogh colorways. I think I have sunflowers, and I might have picked up again the one for Starry Starry Night, or not. I always say Starry Starry Night because that's the name of the actually the song's Vincent, but the Don McLean song, it starts Starry Starry Night. Josh Groban sang a pretty version of that song too.
Everything he sings is pretty.
Oh yeah, the man. I need to listen to I think he has a Christmas album. I need to listen to it. His voice makes me happy.
Yeah.
So there we go. I am so happy that I had taken out whatever pattern I had this in before. I think it's really pretty in Finish Line. I love this heel's a little bit different than the one I normally work, and I actually really love how the yarn is working up in that heel. So yeah, it's fun, and I'm really happy with it. And then when I eventually make my way through, I'm not going to finish this by Christmas. I've been working on it with the idea of getting as much of it done as I can for Christmas, but you know what? Christmas, for a short period of time, lasts till 12th night. If I want to count a long period of time, I have till the purification of the Blessed Virgin, i.e. the presentation, which is February something. If I want to go with the traditional calendar, which I might. So there, la la la.
La 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 la.
And I do have another Christmassy yarn. I already have socks in that yarn, but if I switch it to a different pattern and have heels and toes in different color, it'll be different enough from the other ones. Plus the other ones, I made a mistake of putting those non-skid things, and I don't.
Right.
With someone who has neuropathy, who can then feel every single. I mean, I can work with them, but I have another skein of the yarn. Might as well make another pair of socks out of it.
Right.
That don't have that. And then, like I said, add a different heel and toe. And that's my Harry Potter Christmas yarn. It already came balled up.
Right, I see. I always like they're super balls.
I know, and they're so fun to look at. Just looking at them makes you happy. You feel like you got like candy or
It's
something.
like you want to have these little pedestals. You like have those snow globes on the pedals, those little
Well,
yarns.
it makes me think of candy. I don't know why it makes me think of candy. It's
Gumballs.
like, yeah, it's like, oh, you gave me candy
Jawbreakers.
yarn. You gave me candy yarn. I feel so happy.
So I feel like you can just put them in. They have snow globe stands, or you just kind of set the snow globe on it, or whatever, like a crystal ball type thing. Just put one on each.
Well, I had knit Davina a watermelon hat. Not your neon watermelon. No. I'm using that for a pair of socks for me currently, actually, I think. But the one I used for her was one of those pre-balled up ones, and I think it actually had like the little seeds scattered throughout because they speckled it in black too. So yeah, but that's it. When I'm finished with this pair, I'll start the other Christmas socks. So then maybe I can have a continual Christmas sock going during Christmas season.
Okay, in my Silver Shed USA blue PHM bag with faces is my special request.
You remember to say there's not blue faces. I'm so proud of you.
By Special Request Shawl Project. This is from the Scrap Shawl pattern by Anastasia Sattel. And I didn't do a whole lot of work on this one. Actually, I think I worked except on the podcast on this one. I was going to at the doctor's office, but they called me right away.
Oh, how annoying of them.
So
I hate it when they do that.
So I didn't work on it.
Beef.
I worked on the jelly roll, I think. Because
you actually found it again.
Well, that one was going to the
that's when you were going to. That's when you're going to the
hairdresser.
Yes, you'll have to tell that story.
Let me see here. My hook. There it is. So this one's making a little more progress. I had hopes about finishing this for Christmas. It's not going to happen.
High hopes you had.
It's not going to be finished by Christmas, especially if she doesn't stop singing while I'm talking.
Pineapple pie
Quiet.
in the sky.
I'm going to put a sock in it. Okay, this is the Tys Shawl. I was hoping to have it done for Christmas, but I've had a lot of hand and arm pain. It's not necessarily from crafting. It's just
that's
weather.
why you're going to rheumatologists.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. But
Brittany, be proud of her.
I'm being bullied by people.
Brittany, help me give her a hand. Laura, help me give her a hand.
Laura yelled at me the other day.
You probably deserved it.
Did not, in fact.
It was all in good love. All in good love.
She yelled at me because I put her in the corner.
One of your multiple, corners in your weirdly built house. Is it like the Winchester House? The one with the lady... Okay, so the lady's husband had built up, I guess, Winchester Arms. So, the gun company.
Right, yeah.
And when he died, she kind of, I don't know if she kind of lost it a little bit or what, but she kept building her house and getting different workers. And she would have staircases that led to nowhere and, rooms in random places. The house is like a maze.
Right.
Actually, there's a story that one time during a hurricane or something, or an earthquake or something, she got trapped in one of her rooms and couldn't get her out.
Oh, gee.
And some people believe that maybe she kept building because she was afraid if she stopped building she would die, or there are a lot of stories around that house. And there's of course stories of it being haunted and things. It's a crazy house.
Yeah.
But I'm sure in the Winchester House there are corners galore.
You can have corners that don't have to be corners. I mean, they just be corners. I mean, you see some of these monstrosities in movies and stuff where they just there's a corner. It's a corner, a freestanding corner. It's just there. It's like a column with a corner in it. You know, you might have a seat in there or whatever, or not.
Well, if it has a seat, I don't know. That seems less weird.
Yeah,
especially if it's a nice soft seat where you might be able to read or something.
Well, I think, and I'm thinking of movies a lot of times you'll have these movies that are futuristic, and they're so they pull a chair in there, but if there's not a chair there, it's just a corner.
Right.
You put a plant or whatever there, but it's some of these things. I apologize in advance for anyone who's a modernist in terms
who likes that look.
Likes that kind of look. I hate it.
Poirot likes that kind of look.
No, he likes Art Deco. He likes
the smooth lines.
He does.
And very angular.
But he likes things that are symmetrical.
He does like things that are symmetrical. He probably wouldn't like a random corner.
Right.
But his is very pristine and...
Right, but I'm talking about things that it's not homey in the least.
His isn't homey either.
I can find some... No, because it depends on the Art Deco that you're into. I mean, some of them have interesting furniture choices and stuff like that make it okay.
His is kind of stark was the impression I got.
It depends on what you're looking at. But in any event, it has potential to be okay. But some of this, potential. Some of them, though, it's I'm talking about things that have the glass tabletops and the metal chairs or worse yet, plastic. No. And like I said, I apologize for anybody I'm offending.
And somebody might love that. So it might be totally their thing.
It's personal preference.
Indeed.
I don't like it. I don't feel like it's homey in the least.
Excuse me. We're kind of country in our style, so.
Country, early American, eclectic.
Not that you can tell by, I think this actually does give a pretty good idea. These colors are very country, actually.
Yep.
And all the knitwear all over the place, knit crochet stuff all over the place really does give the feeling of country.
And I grew up, my parents were pretty much early American.
What is, early American versus country style?
Early American is more...
Is that more of a blocky kind of wood, like tables and stuff?
I'm not really sure. I think Ethan Allen furniture and things like that.
I have no idea what that is.
I can't, because I grew up with it, but I didn't really, I was a kid, so I don't... we had a table. I don't know. I wish I could explain it better, but think like the secretaries, the desk secretaries. Where you pull the thing down.
Yeah.
You have some country like that, but it's got a definite feel to it. And I kind of transitioned out of that into kind of a country mission kind of style when I got married.
Which tends to be a little bit more rustic.
A little bit, yeah, and the colors are slightly different. In the early American, I tend to think of Federal blues, forest green, the deeper kind of colors. You have the same colors, which is why they can work together, but it's like a different
shade
or different intensity. So yeah, there's not they work well together.
Where you have like maybe some of the lighter blues and this kind of the rosy pink, kind of that. I can picture the green in my head, but it's not a forest. It's kind of like a grass, but not quite a grass. I can't describe it.
It's kind of the equivalent of a dusty rose, but in a green.
Yeah,
it's just this. Like, you can't really see it here. It's down here, but I can't explain it. I just know it when I see it, and so. And I fell in love with that when I first got married. My husband got me started on cross stitching because I got sick, and because we went from a normal person's temperature to Arkansas heat in a tin can with a gas stove. And so I got sick, and he bought me a little cross stitch. I never considered myself crafty, and so I sat down and I did that, and I fell in love with country. Absolutely fell in love with that. So.
We used to get, what was it, country, was it Home and Gardens or whatever, right?
We got Country Woman, I think it was.
Oh, the country. I know you got one of those country magazines.
And I love that. I used to, when I would go to doctor's appointments and stuff, when I went to Davina's doctor's appointments, her stuff for her PT and her OT and all that kind of stuff, I would, do my cross stitch and stuff. And I would take it with me when I went to PT after my accident. Not PT, chiropractic.
She had a car accident when I was little.
Yeah. And so they had books, and they had the country, and they had the Victorian, and I would actually put my crafts aside and go through those books, because it was just, there's something comforting. That, and they had those, I don't know if there's still a thing right now, but they had, everywhere you went in a mall or whatever, they had those country stores where they smelled like scented candles, and they had like the cross stitch and all stuff country. I just loved it. It made me feel like I was home, and it's slightly different than what my parents are more early American, but we kind of have an amalgamation of country mission and a little early American thrown in. So
it's now my turn.
That's a long way of saying waffling.
Yeah, I have no idea what led to that, but
no.
I'm so sorry, guys.
A little bit country and a little bit rock and roll.
Yep. Okay, so in my Little Skein in the Big Wool Velveteen Rabbit bag, these are the Eclipse socks. The pattern's Vanilla Cream by K.F. Jones. Can't remember if I would have if I did this. Wow. If I was this far last time. Had I shown my finished sock last time?
No.
Okay. Finished one sock.
Wow, look at that.
So,
I wish you had had enough of the orange maybe to do the top.
Well, her patterns usually call for just the heels and toes.
Oh, do they?
So that's why.
Because I bet it would have been so much fun with that.
It probably would have, yeah.
I mean, it looks great the way it is. But
yeah, I think part of why she tends to do this, and a lot of patterns do, is because you don't want to show your contrast color.
Right.
You want to show off your
yarn.
yarn. The contrast color is really to make sure that you have enough yarn. And to also kind of a little bit of boing.
Well, if you want a little boing, then you put it on the top too.
Yeah. But, so that one's finished. And I'm glad I went with the orange. A pink would have been nice too, perhaps. Or a yellow. Mm-hmm. But the orange works very nicely. And then, excuse me. Here's the second one.
Nice.
And this was what I worked on the actual office. Like, I worked on the other one, like, in the car, so you have something warm on your lap for the amount of time that I was awake in the car. That's why there's not as much work done on the sweater. But this is what I worked on in the office, because it's a lot easier to pick up a sock and go than it is to pick up a sweater and go. So, yeah, I mean, I am approximately a little over halfway through the leg. And then I'll be able to start the heel flap and all that jazz. So.
Okay, let me just finish the stitch.
I look forward to having these done, because then there'll be another pair of socks where I have most of the sock with nylon. I'm not sure about the heels and toes because it was scrap yarn.
Mm-hmm.
But if I only have a small part of it that I'll have to darn every once in a while, that's a lot better than the, whole foot of the sock.
Right. Right, let me just...
Sorry, guys. Yes, so a lot of what I've used for heels and toes are things that people gave me for, like, when they had scraps. So I don't always know what they are.
We have very generous people.
We do.
Very, very generous.
For a while, I wasn't sure what to do with all the fingering weight yarn. Now I'm like, oh yeah, I know what to do with them now.
Yep.
Plus, they work for color work and things like that.
Okay, so let me just put this away.
This bunny just needs to go back in its bag.
And I've kind of stuck with the same projects for the last few weeks because A, I work on it during the podcast, and B, I might have a chance of finishing something. It's kind of...
Oh, Mom, whenever you're done with this, please let me know so I could put it back. I'm not sure where you're at in the tea.
Oh, I'll just take one more sip and you can have it.
Well, I don't mean like done as like give it back to me as like to drink it. I mean like so I have my mug back. You can finish it. I drank half of it. We were going halvesies.
Okay. All right, let's see here. My turn?
Indeed.
In my B-Wing bag.
Yay!
My B-Wing country bag. We're a little bit country.
Mm-hmm. Just a little.
No, I was talking about the title.
Oh, indeed. Sorry.
I did work a little on this. Just a little, so you can see. I'm not to the point where I want to change color, but I'm getting there. Yeah, I'm really close. I'm not making these squares any particular...
Very close.
We're very close. I'm not making them any particular height. It's just... It's
as
scrappy.
you feel like.
It's however I feel like it. So I should probably leave these in, but I don't want to be like Talia with her blanket.
Yes.
So I probably should start weaving.
Well,
these
maybe
in.
when you finish the strip,
Yeah.
and then you can weave it in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have so many ends to weave in for my blanket.
I might see if I actually am able to pick it up.
Right, and then weave it.
And then weave it in. This is just a variety of different yarns, and it's most of my yarn is DK because that's what I like to work with.
Indeed.
It's kind of a nice what's the word?
It's a nice
compromise.
Yeah, because it's not as light as a sport, but it's not as heavy as a worsted. But I always find that I can use it as a sport or as a worsted if I want to, and usually it's pretty versatile in that way.
Yeah, DK is probably my favorite yarn.
Yeah, it probably is my favorite weight.
Yeah,
although for socks, a good fingering weight is nice too.
Yeah, and I do use the other weights, but
except fingering weight.
I do use fingering.
You don't use it a whole lot.
No, but I do use it. I have a couple patterns that I use it for, but I haven't done those patterns in a while. My Infancia de Recuerdos is fingering.
Yeah, you haven't done that in quite a while. You've made 2 of them.
Yeah. Did I only make 2 of them? Yeah, I think
Indeed.
I made 2. Yeah, one for me and one for Lisa. But, so that's this. It's just scrap. It's different. It can take scraps. I'm actually using yarn that was sitting on my shelf for a long time. and was just kind of accusing me for leaving it there. I said, okay, I'm going to make this because I can't apparently not do
A K pattern?
any kind of square.
Indeed.
No. I can try, and I can make the squares, but I get bored or something. I don't know what it is about
It's like
them.
your attention goes, ooh.
Well, it's like,
Or maybe, like you said, you get bored. You're like, okay, I've done this already.
yeah, it's just, whereas this is like, I don't know, it's like I'm making scarves or something. And
Although, you also haven't gotten to the point where you picked up stitches and you've done multiple of them, so it's a little early to talk.
well, if I learn to pick up the stitches on this,
Then it'll be enough to keep your interest.
it'll be enough because it's, I don't know, I'm really not sure what it is about squares because I've shown that I can't do it for knit or crochet.
Now, you haven't done the true miter square where you're picking up the stitches because you haven't picked up stitches.
No, I stopped. I made a square and I started, I stopped.
Yeah, so it's like, I do wonder if once you get used to picking up stitches, if once you do the first square and then you pick up stitches,
Right.
if you'll find that, oh, this is more interesting because I'm not just making a bunch of squares.
Right.
Every once in a while, I pick up stitches.
And I would like that. If I could learn to do that I can do the miter square and this, that'd be, the knitted blankets.
And it also makes really pretty pillows. I love my little pillow that I made because I was too lazy to make a whole fingering weight blanket in miter square. I think it's a cute little pillow.
It is. It really is.
Yeah, it was purely a laziness thing.
I think it's your turn.
It is. It's my last project. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I have one more, so.
Okay, so this one also got a lot of work on it. Oh, there it is. In my teacups and the ugly green background bag.
You're so mean to the bag.
I mean to the color, not the bag.
You're mean.
And this
Mean
is
thing.
Peekaboo Bags.
Mean thing.
She really, I don't know if she's still making bags, but she really does make a good bag.
She does.
Did, whatever. Good bag maker. Really solid. And this is the Peridot socks. The pattern is the...
You said peridot and I heard paradox.
I guess it could be a paradox too. The Peridot paradox. Ooh, it sounds like a sci-fi book.
It does. I'm going to have to write that.
The Peridot paradox.
Peridot
The
paradox.
Peridot paradox.
Now I have to sit down and think about that.
Write it down. It sounds like it would be
Is that
like
the
in
color?
the Quadrille series.
Peridot like this?
It's Peridot.
Okay, so I got it.
Peridot paradox. Yeah, it sounds like it would be like part of the Quadrille series.
Possibly. Possibly.
So yes.
I see it more in that one where the Dragonback series.
Oh, okay. Okay. But it sounds like a Timothy Zahn title, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the pattern is Bavarian Diamond Sock by Judy Sumner. So I'm fairly close to starting the toe. I'm probably a few inches away.
Ah.
I love this light tonal.
That's pretty.
If you look really closely, you could see, especially on the foot, where it's stockinette, you can see the tonality of it. It's a little harder to see where the actual patterning is, because the patterning takes your attention. But yeah, this is a sport weight yarn. It does have nylon in it. And this is Mom's yarn. This is Master of the Hunt. This is a colorway that y'all have not seen.
No, I put Don't Be Hasty up, but I haven't put that one up yet.
Yes, so if anyone is interested in Master of the Hunt, look how beautimous this is.
I'm glad you like it. It's pretty.
I think it was perfect for this pattern. Look how nicely it shows off the pattern. Yes.
Pretty.
So that's sock number 1. I will take my commission now.
Yes, when I sell something, you get your commission in yarn.
Indeed.
You already got your commission. I'm purling here, right?
You are.
Okay.
Hang on one second. Let me think. I have to actually have it in my hands. Yes, you are.
I just want to make sure I wasn't going over something and make a short row.
No, you're good.
Okay.
Because your yarn is always going to be on...
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
But I just thought I'd make sure because I'm very
Oh,
talented,
she's been known to short row
Very
multiple
creative.
times.
very creative, very talented in making mistakes.
She is.
I further her education on how to fix things.
It's more that you astound me with how many odd ways you can make mistakes in things that I think you can't possibly make mistakes in. Like stockinette.
I am very, very creative, and I am furthering her education on how to fix things. I am. Now.
Yes, you just tell yourself that.
Are you finished?
I am indeed.
All right, let me just get this off the... Okay. Now I can say I worked on everything so far.
But yeah, I would recommend Judy Sumner if you want a nice sport weight pattern. She has a lovely collection of sport weight patterns for
She's
socks.
the one who does the Hobbit stuff?
No, that's Claire Ellen, and I haven't worked on my Claire Ellen sock this week. I kept meaning to. But I was farther along in the Peridot socks. And the Peridot socks are sport weight, so they move along faster anyway.
My turn.
It is indeed.
In my Emma Owl bag. Emma Owl bag. Thank you, Emma. This is my Ice Baby blanket, and I did a little bit of work on this as well. There's a lady in our church who's due on Christmas.
Oh, is she really?
Yeah.
Aww.
Around Christmas Day, so... let's see here. I think she said it was a little girl. The name was something. I was like, oh, that's quite a name to live up to. I forget what it was. It was pretty though. At first, I thought that it was an odd choice for a name, but it was very pretty. I wish I could remember what it was.
Have you actually shown it, or did you just like put it on your lap?
I'm trying to get my loop, and then I'll show it.
Okay, Day.
There it is.
Your loop is marked.
Yeah, it is. I'm just trying to get my... It kept twisting on me.
Oh, indeed.
Okay, here we go. So this is ice yarn that Crystal gave to me. Chronically Crocheting. And this is the second... I started the second skein. And I have a third skein in there. So I should have plenty to finish a baby blanket. Isn't this pretty? I'm not sure what the color is. I think it must have a color on here, unless it's one of those annoying ones that doesn't have anything but a number on it. It's Cakes Baby Lollipop. Ice yarns, which I found out now is from Turkey. Thank you very much for the person who told us. We'll see the color on here.
You could have called it Turkish Delight. I don't think it has the color name.
Let's see.
Or if it would be, it might be in Turkish.
Yeah, unless they have a...
It's called Ice Yarns.
Yep. It's in English, so...
Indeed. Yeah, it does not... Cakes Baby Lollipop. But I'm wondering if that's just the... Like...
I think it's
the type of...
Well, this is a worsted weight, but
But I know that there's... Isn't there like lollipop... Not lollipop yarns. There's lollipop yarns, but that's not what I'm thinking of. Like the... I think there is a yarn that's like baby cake, and that's it has a bunch of colors. Yeah. So I'm wondering if this is Ice Yarn's version of baby cakes.
But baby stuff is usually... Oh, unless the baby cake is the size.
Yeah.
And not the weight.
Yeah.
Because this is not a baby yarn.
Right.
So this is worsted. And it's not bad to work with at all. It's a nice acrylic yarn, and it's got really pretty colors in it. It's very tonal. Mm-hmm. And I think it can be gender neutral.
Oh, careful there, Mom. Don't put my special mug on the edge.
It will not fall. It will fall on your bag.
And on your foot.
My owl. I'm wearing my owl slippers.
She is indeed.
That I showed the other week. Let me just finish this because I'm basically done with this. I did show it, right? Yeah, I did.
I don't know.
I did. So yeah, that's it. That's all I have for projects. This is again a Cerebel pattern. If I'm in doubt, Cerebel. So.
Okay, so then that leads us on to FOs. Do you have any?
Do not.
Neither do I.
Let me just get to where you.
Then beads and string. I don't have any to show because I sent off all my orders. I think right before last podcast. I do have new orders that I have to make and send out, which is good.
Yay.
Yes, indeed, yay. And so yeah, I don't have anything to show because I've only prepped by pulling out the beads and the centerpieces that I need. So nothing's been started yet.
So is that okay? Gotcha. That's not shop news. That's just
No, that's just an update on beads and string.
Yeah.
I don't have anything new in shop news because my sale's still going on for 25% off until Christmas. But really nothing new at this time for the shop.
okay. Whoops! I don't want to get this stuck in my zipper.
But
Too late.
do you have any non-shop yarn?
Excuse me. No.
Okay, so then any shop yarn? Shop news?
Yeah. I already showed you the green I already showed you the green one of a kind and the royal birth, and I haven't had a chance to rescan them, so I'm not going to show them to you again. But I did do some candy cane, not my unconventional candy cane.
Traditional cane.
Traditional. Yes, traditional. My unconventional candy cane sold out. Thank you
Yes.
guys. It sold out like really quick, so I'm really happy about that. And I have a possible order for more, so that makes me happy.
Nice.
This is regular candy cane. Some my sparkle base, my Stardust base. And when I do candy cane, this kind of candy cane, sometimes it'll have speckles and sometimes it won't. Okay? Speckles slash like finger painting, what I call.
Yeah.
Okay? So this one does. This particular batch does have the speckles on the white. But this is it. And it has not yet been rescanned, but it is my candy cane. It will go up in the shop as soon as I'm sorry, Taya. I haven't, it just finished drying. That's why I haven't had a chance to put it up in the shop. It's fingering sock weight in the sparkle base, and I really like that. I'm going to have to make some of this. I want socks out of this.
Okay.
This would be pretty. So this is going to go up in the shop, as is the green, this one here, and this one here. Okay. I just have to rescan them because
Are all of them sparkle? Yep, they appear to be.
no, yes, the green one is sparkle.
At first I thought the
Yeah.
sparkle had transferred to the green, but it looks like the green actually has its own sparkle.
It's a sparkle. I did some sparkle and some not, but the ones that were not sparkle are already up in already in the shop. So I also still have my 25% sale going on, and if you order something like this person who I'm talking to right now, I already know she's placing an order. She will get the discount because she's ordering now. Okay, so there's that, because right now with Christmas and stuff, I can't guarantee super fast because of everything going on. I will do the best I can. This person is very patient with me. She's a returning customer and I love her dearly, and she knows that I have, I'm waiting. She said, "Well, wait till you're not confused," and I'm not confused. So she's perfect. She's perfect. You guys are all very nice. I do appreciate all the sales, and if you're looking for yarn, I am having this sale, and it's for another. Mine, I think, it's either the 25th or the 26th.
So
because
it's less than a week left.
less than a week left. And if you want something that you don't see in the shop, and you want to try and get, now I can't, I'm opening floodgates, but within reason, okay, I will give you the discount if you get to me by the 25th, okay, the discounts for dyeing things up. The reason I'm doing it to the 20, well, whenever my sale ends, I'll give you until then. If you make an order, then it will go under the sale. I just have to make a note to myself that it is
A sale.
a sale. I'll either have to send you a coupon, or I'll set up
Probably the best thing is to set up a sale.
a sale, but it's a sale that only goes for
So
that
that
person.
one listing.
Well, the thing is, I don't want anybody else to see
But
it.
if it says reserved.
True, but I've had
Well, yeah, but then you just
I've had people pick up reserved things.
then you refund and said, no, this is not for you.
I had to, I was like, oh boy. I actually had, I was blessed. I had an extra skein. So I just, okay. It was pretty funny. So yeah, so that, I just keep an eye on the shop. I will be going back to doing the yarn for the kits. I'm about halfway through it. And that will probably go up sometime in the first quarter of next year. Okay, so it's and hopefully much sooner than that. I'm just giving myself a window because I have to put things together. I do have the bags. I have about half of the yarn, and I have to put things together, and then I'll list it with your name on it. For those of you who did, I had a few people who asked for 2 bags. They will be separate listings. Okay, so I don't confuse myself. Okay, and but they will all be there. Okay, everything will be there.
Just look for your name.
Just look for your name. Okay. I think that's it for shop news.
Okie doke. So then that leads us on to stash enhancement.
I have a stash enhancement, but I can't show it to you because it's an ebook my husband bought for me. It's I can't. Let me see if I can find the name of it here.
And he got me the same one.
It is called St. Nicholas by William J. Bennett. The True St. Nicholas by William J. Bennett. And I just started reading it.
Yeah, I have not started mine yet.
And I picked up a lot of Agatha Christie. I forgot to say that.
That was last week.
That was last week.
Yeah, and you mentioned it then.
Did I mention it? Mm-hmm. Okay. So that's basically my stash enhancements. Other stash enhancements were like, they're not for me. They're for Christmas, so they don't really count. I don't think there's anything else.
I have, besides the book, this little bitty, you can't even see the etching on it really because it's a lot lighter than I realized it would be, but I know it's there. It says Love is Patient on it. It's on Amazon. There's this one listing where you could choose what you wanted the ring to say on it. It looked a lot darker in the picture. But it all depends on how the light's hitting it. I can see it better or whatever. But I'm hoping to remind myself to be more patient with it because sometimes when I don't feel well, I'm not the most patient person. So, sometimes I need a reminder. So, and I have a tendency to play with my rings when I'm agitated or even just thinking. So if I'm playing with my Love is Patient ring, hopefully it'll remind me, hey, patience.
Yeah.
So, the small little tricks. But that leads us on to reading. And I have not started St. Nicholas yet, but continue to read Memento Mori and Advent Companion on the last things. Yes. I'm not doing a very good job of keeping up with it, but that just means next time I read it.
Well, it's on the 3-year cycle anyway.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I realized this morning when I pulled it out, I always forget when you hit the 17th, you go to the date is the 17th. So I had to skip the 17th, the 18th, the 19th.
Oh, am I not doing it right then?
That's probably why Saturday wasn't in there because it was
okay, I'll have to check. Well, I didn't read past that point because I ended up skipping Sunday. So I'll have to find it in there.
I'll show it to you.
Yeah. Okay, so they do it like the liturgy. Okay, and then I've been reading A Jane Austen Christmas, Regency Christmas Traditions by Maria Grace, and in there, I'm at the very end of it, and I think it's going to end with just all the recipes that they've been talking about. So I saw the only recipe that looked like A, it'd be fairly understandable to make, and then B, wasn't kind of weird, because they have a lot of, during that time period, they just mixed like what they call currants, fruit, with everything, and with all sorts of spices, because if you got spices, you were rich.
It tastes good, though.
But they would have, like, all these random meats with, like, currants and the spices. I'm like, I would have never put those things together. And then they have a dish where they stuff, like, 5 different fowls inside each other.
I've heard of that, yeah.
Like a goose with a turkey in it with a...
You could put a turkey in a goose.
Not turkey, then. It was a goose with a... something else. Maybe it's a turkey with a goose in it
with a duck or a chicken.
Well, they don't have duck. The goose duck chicken is something that's is now.
Okay.
But it was something that was
might be a pheasant. And a quail.
Well, I know they had something bigger than the goose, and they had the goose. Then they had a fowl. Then they're
all fowl.
Well, it was actually they just had it called fowl. I don't know what fowl was back then.
And then they had quail, and they might have had pheasant.
They didn't choose quail. They had a couple of
pigeon.
other.
They used to eat pigeon.
Yeah, I can't remember. I think they did have pigeon in there, and then they ended with a smaller bird, and then you put it in a crust after you stuffed all the birds inside each other.
Oh.
And apparently it traveled really well to take to other people's houses.
What do you do? Pull it out. Pull it.
Well, I guess you just took the it was easy to just go, here's
No,
here's your
know.
bird pie.
I guess they just kind of... It seems like it would be awkward because you have the bones. and the
I know. It just seems really odd.
Unless what they do is they eat it and then they pull the carcass off.
But
and
it's
then eat
in
it.
the pie crust.
Yeah, I know.
Do you debone? But well, they used to do things like where they would prepare the meat for something like, say, a boar.
Mm-hmm.
And then they would put the skin back on
Right,
it.
right.
And like even make
Right.
sure that it looked like it had hairs.
Yeah.
So it looked like it was still alive until they were ready to eat it. And then they would take the skin off.
That's
and
remotely disturbing.
stuff. So maybe they did something like that with the birds? I don't know.
I've heard of that. I've never really seen it. That's...
But I decided to take their common rice pudding receipt, as they call it. That's their word for recipe back then, was receipt. And it's by Elizabeth Raffles. So I have on the top the original recipe, and I had to do a lot of research to determine, okay, how much ground cinnamon is 2 sticks of cinnamon? How much ground, I think it was nutmeg. Yeah. How much is half a nutmeg in ground nutmeg? And like, the hardest thing that was for me to find, I had to go through so many Regency era recipe sites to eventually find what in the heck is the temperature when it tells you to bake something in a quick oven.
Right.
And it ended up being about 350 on the one source that I found. So I want to try this. It'll be very interesting because this is a Regency recipe. I mean, I've made it gluten-free, dairy-free, but this is just adjusted so it works with our modern stuff. But yeah, I'm interested in seeing how this turns out.
Fun to see.
But that was that book. And also listening to on Audible Advent and Christmas Catholic Customs and Traditions by Father John Francis Baldwin. Listening to, I haven't done it in a little while, A Vintage Christmas, a collection of short stories and poems. That's a Chirp audiobook, and it has like Dickens and Louisa May Alcott and people like that. And then I started Sparkling Cyanide by Agatha Christie. And I'm hoping maybe... I'm not going to put it up in pieces until I finished all the recording. But I'm doing something that I saw on BookTube, which really was so cool to me, where they write all the clues down as they go. And
what they think the clues are.
What they think the clues are as they go, and they organize them. And then before the reveal, they say, this is who I think did it, and see if they are as smart as Agatha Christie. Now, because I don't trust Agatha Christie, because I know how sneaky she can be, I'm basically writing...
She's tricksy.
I'm basically writing a synopsis of the book. Just organizing it, because I know that it will be the smallest detail, like, he was generous, or like...
He twirled his mustache.
Right, something so random. It's like, okay, if it even sounds remotely like it could be pertinent, I write it down. I've only done the first 2 chapters, and what's interesting about this particular one, because it's not a Poirot, it's a...
Miss Marple?
No, it's nobody in particular.
Oh.
Each chapter appears to be from a different point of view.
Oh, neat.
So, the death happened like a year ago, and they're all thinking about it back about it because...
That sounds similar to the one with Amias, where they, they write to Poirot what they remember. And then also a movie I saw with Dennis Quaid, where all the different people are seeing the assassination attempt of the president. All the different people are...
I don't think I've ever seen that, Dennis Quaid.
It's a new movie.
Oh, is it? I guess he is still doing movies. I've always liked him.
Me too.
But yeah, so I'm enjoying that. It is intensive, and I told myself I can't work on it if I have orders, because it does take a fair amount of time to write down all the clues. It's very addictive because you're like you feel your brain firing.
Little gray swells. So.
Yeah, and you're like, ooh, I bet, like you're sitting there, oh, this person totally has a motive, but they're too obvious. It can't be them.
They don't have the means. They don't have the opportunity.
Or it's just like, because it's so obvious that it's them, you're like, no, it can't be. It's just way too obvious. But yeah, I'm really interested in seeing how this ends, because this is not one I've read. I only have like 5 left that I haven't read. But if I like and enjoy doing this, I'll move on to Dorothy Sayers, who I also...
Yeah, she's good.
Like, I haven't read quite a few of hers. And I might just do multiple mystery ones and, record them as I go, and then when they're done, post them to Patreon.
I'm getting some kind of notification here.
Alarm maybe?
Oh, adoration.
I need to get rid of that alarm for you.
I should have said that I am still listening to, I'm not doing as much reading. When I get on the machine and stuff like where I usually do my reading, I've been doing a lot of religious activities, but I am listening to Poirot's Christmas. I wanted to do like read Dickens again and read Tolkien's Christmas and all that, but because I picked up some activities to make Advent more like Advent, I don't have the time. But I am listening to Poirot's Christmas.
Well, you're doing Poirot's Christmas. The short story, there's also an audible version, I think by Hugh Fraser.
I love his reading.
Of Christmas Pudding, which is a short story.
Okay.
Which actually was quite enjoyable.
He's my favorite reader for the Poirots.
He is mine too. I mean, there are other readers who do a decent job, but he's just a really good reader.
Yeah. Okay.
So then that leads us on to personal.
Not a whole lot because
you do because you have rheumatologists.
Well, yeah, I went to the doctor and.
Yes. If you don't want to hear all personally stuff.
Yeah. If you
run away.
We wish you a very blessed Christmas.
We wish you a blessed Christmas.
Are you quite finished?
We wish you a blessed Christmas. We wish you a blessed Christmas and a happy new year.
She's the most annoying person on the face of the planet.
Mwah.
Anyway, no, not even more. I went and to get checked out for the dizziness and stuff like that,
which has mostly abated.
Yeah, I have had a little lightheadedness, but not much. They cleared out my ears, my one ear, and that seems to have helped a little bit.
Your bad ear.
My bad ear. They irrigated that. Yes, it was. And then we talked a little bit. They had me stand up and sit down, and
they were doing orthostatics,
blood work, and all that kind of stuff. And I had to stay because I got so dizzy because they were cleaning out my ears. And then, but I was fine. That was fine. And we talked about the different pain and stuff like that. And she's not as concerned with the pain in my joints as she is with the muscular / tendonite,
which I've been concerned about for a while.
She actually brought up fibromyalgia,
which I was like, yay!
I don't think I have that, but
if you had to choose, you'd rather have that than something that's degenerative.
Yeah, I've had a lot of issues with pain in my jaw and stuff like that. That's not the TMJ. I think with all the weather and stuff, the bottom of my feet has been a little better, but it's there. But she's concerned with the jaw. So,
and also your hand spasming.
Yeah, my hands.
That's muscular. You can't point that to joints.
No, I'll be. And she's when I first mentioned to her, because I mentioned to her, she came to look at my ears after the lady cleaned them, and I said that they seize up sometimes. She said, well, yeah, if you're doing repetitive. I said, no, I can be holding something, or whatever, and it just seizes up on me. She said, well, I'm going to get a rheumatologist appointment.
Yeah, because they have to rule out fibromyalgia is a rule out diagnosis,
and they're also doing a full blood panel for whatever reason.
Well, they had to check for markers for different things.
She says, they've checked me for Lyme and they've checked me for all kinds of other stuff multiple times. I never come up with rheumatoid arthritis, thank God. So
yes, I think you would have come up a long time ago with RA if you had it, because well,
it just is part of the thing they keep doing it. So. I'm going back to get my blood work done because they wanted to do it the same day I was there, and if Mike had been off that day, I would have gone ahead and done it, but I was feeling a little unsteady still because of my ear being irrigated, so I didn't want to add on to the fact multiple vials of blood on an empty stomach. So we made an appointment, so I'll be doing that on the 30th. But everything seems to be okay, so happy about that.
And then I also had a doctor's appointment. And we are going to be doing scans to make sure that I don't have a worsening instability. I had the Fusion C1C2 2 years ago, almost like a couple days past 2 years ago, because I had it the week before Christmas.
Right at this point of time,
I think I was home.
Coming home,
something like that.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't long before Christmas I came home. Yeah, but So we're going to be doing scans to make sure that that's not worsening, because I've had certain symptoms that are enough for them to be concerned about that, and they just want to rule that out.
So prayers.
So yeah, prayers. I really don't want to redo the neurosurgery thing again, because that wasn't fun the first time. And then also my mast cell is still not very well controlled. For people who are newer, that's mast cell activation syndrome, or also known as mast cell activation disorder. So it's either MCAS or MCAD, same thing. And we just can't seem to get under control, so we're now consulting a specialist who is, of course, in New York and not here. So first things first, we're going to be going and doing the most important one first, which is the one that affects blood flow to my brain. That one first, and then we'll worry about the other one. Hopefully, at that point, I'll have my disability, because
so prayers, please. Prayers.
Doctors be expensive.
Yes, they be expensive.
Especially when you go for specialists in weird areas.
Yep.
So,
because if we do that, we don't just, when we have to start going out of state.
And I don't do well traveling in the car. I get incredibly nauseous.
And then because that will require all of us, that means 2 hotel rooms. And, it's just, so, yeah, if you guys could just pray good wishes, that kind of stuff, that would be nice. We appreciate that.
Yes. So, yeah, that's been, I think, the biggest thing for us. Nothing really for Davina, I don't think.
No, Davina's been doing pretty well. She's in full bossy mode, in terms of what we can and cannot do. She helped me make cookies and stuff.
Yes, she did. She loves doing that kind of thing. And she has, what is it, her peppermint?
Yeah, she bought, this is her own thing. She can do it on her own. She went to the...
Oh, it's on bake?
No, it's bake.
Okay.
I mean, I have to keep an eye on that, but my point is, it doesn't require permission to make it.
Right, she just lets you know. Yeah.
She cuts it and puts it on the thing and puts it in the oven. It's a peppermint chocolate something. It was funny because I picked up the ingredients to make something homemade, and Mike looked and said, "We don't need both." So okay, Davina, put these back and you can do that one. So she's going to do that on Christmas Eve. She's excited about that,
and she likes what Rose and Bloom used to call messing in the kitchen. She likes messing in the kitchen.
I have to tell her, stop distracting me.
She could talk the ears off a wall.
Yeah. Even when the walls don't have them.
Even when they don't have them.
But anyway,
she'll cause the ears to sprout, and the ears will fall off.
So we want to work. We have to get going because we have to start.
Indeed, yes.
Doing things. I had a couple of really good sales, and one of them was a fairly good sized sale. I had to drop off at the local post office. The person's going to meet me there because she works at our local hospital, and I guess she's going on her way to work or coming home from work or whatever. So
depending on her shift.
Yeah, and
maybe she's on a lunch break.
I don't know. 2:00. She is willing to go there, and it saves me shipping. So I'm really happy about that. So I want to make sure I am able to get there on time, and we still have to do our rosary and have our lunch. So we want to wish you all, well, first of all, I want to thank everybody who commented either on the PHN home or on the YouTube channel. If I don't mention, it's just because I didn't see you. Want to thank Christina.
And the reason I haven't been active on PHN home is I actually had 2 migraines last week.
Yeah. So thank Christina, Looney Hiker, Kara, and Wendy. Wendy, I'm sorry about the shipping overseas. It makes me sad. Okay? I don't know what to do about that. It makes me so sad about that. Thank you for the compliment of my yarn.
And I'm sure it's not really going to get any better.
No, not at the moment.
So. Okay,
so thank you. We want to thank everyone for joining us today. We want to wish you all a wonderful Christmas week. Last Advent week into Christmas. A wonderful, blessed Christmas full of knitting, crocheting, family, friends, good food, all the things that make you happy. And we hope to see you here.
Snow.
Not until after Mass. Want to wish you all a blessed and happy Christmas. I hope to see you here again for the Fun and the Women Cave. This is the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, and we'll see you next week, I hope. Episode 484, and that's a wrap.
Bye.